to me as being fearless and somewhat courageous based on some of my actions and things that I've done in my life. I mean, the reason why people have called me fearless and courageous is because I will follow a calling, and I've always done that in my life, and people say, wow, what are you doing that for? Or, like for example, going to Russia by myself as alone, being a woman by myself, and people thought I was mad. I guess that experience and others like that, where a lot of the stuff I've done by myself, like traveling overseas and doing things that other people would call pretty crazy, but in my heart, it's not crazy at all. I'm following something that is a yearning, and it's taken me to some incredible places, and I've met some really beautiful people, and I would never take any of it back. In fact, I make it part of my life's journey to follow that always, because that's what my life is about. That's why I'm here, because it's a call from spirit, and if I'm not listening to that, then I'm not living, I feel. So, and sometimes for me, I find that spirit calls me. I don't know what it's like for others. It certainly calls me to do things that are sometimes really scary and sometimes really challenging. And some of those journeys have been internal, into places that are really uncomfortable. Places I certainly don't want to go, but I have, because I know that if I go into those places, I'll discover, or rather remember, who I really am. And that is a little scary for a lot of people. I feel that's the feedback that I've gotten anyway. For me, that's being courageous, but I've never seen it that way. I just, that's what I do. I don't think about it, I just do it, I don't talk about it. That's why people see it as fearless, I'm assuming. That's the feedback I've gotten anyway, so. What keeps me motivated is my connection to my purpose and my bigger vision of why I'm here and what I would like to accomplish. It's a vision of keeping connected to that, and it's not really about me. It's something that's much bigger than just me. And I just feel like a kind of a messenger almost sometimes, whether that makes sense or not. One of the things I'm really passionate about is bringing more awareness around abuse and the way that people relate to each other. That's part of my story. That's, having grown up in that environment, and also, having had a couple of relationships that were abusive, and being able to come out of that, and to tell my story. That to me, now that's something I feel is courageous to have a voice around, to actually speak about now, whereas it's seen as very shameful and you're not supposed to talk about it, and you're going to hide it away, etc. It's that to me is I feel more empowered now. I feel like I can actually speak about it, and so I'm passionate about that, creating more awareness about how people relate to each other. And there is still a lot of abuse going on in the world, and it seems to be okay. For some reason, that's the message that's coming it's about, and that's part of the message that I would like to bring through. Oh wow, I've learnt a lot of things about myself. I've learnt about a deep form of compassion and humility, and to be able to be really present for others, and to really be able to hold someone's story. And the most challenging, I feel, is to be able to hold my own. It's more painful for me to stay in my little comfort zone than that ever to branch out and grow. You know, I would, if I'm not able to adopt this fearless sort of, I'd rather call it courage. If I'm not able to connect and listen to that calling, then I'm not living. That's important for me, is to acknowledge that I'm fearful in the first place. And I might be in denial of that fear. So I'm not going to be ready to acknowledge the fear. You know, I'm too busy being in denial about it, or not even aware that I'm fearful. So the first step for me is to become aware that I'm actually fearful, because I can feel it in my body and I'm aware that I'm feeling fear. It's easier if we have friends or people who are around us to pinpoint, you know, because each person has blind spots, you know, I certainly do. And I'm able, if someone's able to say to me in a way that I'm able to hear it, then I'm able to realise, well, actually, yeah, I do have some fear. Maybe there's something I need to look at here. And so to become aware of the fear is number one. Number two, you know, I love writing it down. I like writing things out or drawing things out. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What's it feeling like? Where is it in my body? Describe it, you know, and maybe talk to someone about it that you trust. To start acknowledging it and decharging it, taking the emotion and charge out of it a little bit more, you know, and that's to empower yourself, you know, because when you're feeling fear, you're disempowered. So, you know, and then actively doing things that will overcome those fears, and it might just be little steps. You know, for me, I've had some really big fears, and oh God, my God, how do I deal with that? And, you know, sometimes I've done a bungee jump, you know, confronted the fear, and it was terrifying, and then loved it at the end and wanted to do another one. And then other times it's just taking little baby steps, because it's a really big fear. And to create a safe space for you to do that in, and, you know, people that you feel comfortable with, who will support you in confronting those fears. You know, so that there's a couple of things that I would, you know, that I do myself, because I don't want to stay comfortable. You know, there's a life to be lived and a calling, and, you know, there's something knocking at the doors. You know, there's an adventure out there, or in here, or both. Are you going to answer, or? There's a couple I like to live by, and one of them is living in the moment, because the gift is in the moment. You know, it's not about tomorrow or yesterday, or, you know, it's about this beautiful moment that you have, which is a gift, and spending time with the person you're with, or, you know, watching the sunrise. I mean, it's rising, it's giving you life, it's giving the world life. You're breathing in oxygen. It's it's a miracle, it's beautiful, and every step you take, you know, I mean, there's also, I love that saying to tread lightly on the earth with care and with consciousness, because every step you take is a ripple, and it's rippling out into the world.